Good evening, welcome to Rovers TV and the Stade Ernest Argelès for this round 23 Kingston Press Championship tie between Toulouse Olympique and Featherstone Rovers. Today's teams, first of all, Toulouse Olympique, number 1 Marc Caralla, number 20 Paul Masson, 11 Sébastien Planas, 3 Bastien Adair, 5 Kouni Minga, 7 Stanislas Robin, 24 Anthony Marion, 8 Clément Boyer, 9 Kane Bentley, 10 Bastien Canet, 26 Constantine Mika, 12 Rhys Curran, 13 Andrew Bentley, 27 Charles Bouzinac, 15 Maxime Pouesh, 16 Tyler Heppe, 23 Justin Sangare, head coach Featherstone Rovers, 18 Scott Turner, 4 Missy Talapapa, 23 Josh Hardcastle, 5 7 Anthony Thackeray, 19 Matty Wildy, 28 Sam Brooks, 9 Keel Carlisle, 8 Daryl Griffin, 22 Jason Walton, 14 Frankie Mariano, 21 James Lockwood. On the interchange, number 6 Kyle Briggs, 10 Andy Bostock, 13 Richard Moore, 27 Daniel Igbenadian, head coach John Duffy. Both teams are out on the pitch and we're just ready for the kick-off here. It's a warm, balmy night here in Toulouse. Featherstone Rovers in the red strip, Toulouse in white. Marc Caralla it is, who's just about to kick off, and the ball's fallen off the tee. Just waiting once again for the kick-off, and Caralla kicks it off. It gets this game underway, the last game of the Ordinary League season. It's taken by Ian Harman and then driven in. We've got the band down here in front of us, so we'll be accompanied by plenty of music during this commentary. Featherstone Rovers with the ball now. Daryl Griffin driving it in. Daryl Griffin takes it up to the 30. Keel Carlisle in at dummy half. Comes to Sam Brooks, who gets his first touch of the ball in a Featherstone Rovers shirt. He takes it up to that 40-metre line. Plays the ball. Comes into the middle to James Lockwood. So Featherstone just taking it up steadily at the moment, this first set of 6. Daryl Griffin once again, he's got it for the second time during this set of 6, and it's the last tackle now as Featherstone are encroached into the Toulouse half, and the kick comes from Anthony Thackeray. It's taken well though there by Paul Masson. He's 5 metres away from his own try line. Toulouse with the ball. Just make it over the 10 metre. It needs to be a good defensive set from Featherstone Rovers here to put the mark down on this game under their new coach John Duffy. So Toulouse over the 30 metre, 20 metre line, sorry. Comes over to the left hand side. Good defensive set by Featherstone Rovers. It's the last tackle and Toulouse only made it up to the 40. Comes to for the kick and it's a little dink over the top. Anthony Thackeray's chasing it, goes over his head, and Toulouse come up with the ball. Robin it is, and it still says it's the last though, did the referee, so Robin tried to get rid of it and it goes into Missy Talapapa's hands. A tricky little kick it was there that went over the head of Anthony Thackeray as he was chasing back a creative kick. So Featherstone now with Josh Hardcastle taking it over the 40. My name's Joanne Fitzpatrick, by the way. We've had some technical difficulties just as there's a knock-on by Josh Hardcastle. Luke Briscoe, sorry, is in play, and he puts his hand up and says apologies there. So Featherstone Rovers are going to turn the ball over with a scrum to Toulouse on their own 40-metre line. So while we've got this break in play, it is Joanne Fitzpatrick on commentary here, and joining me here in the rather warm box up here is Joe Crabtree. Good afternoon.
It is rather warm. Joe. Good evening, Joanne.
So I know you've been running up and down trying to get some of the comms going, and I hope that we're coming over loud and clear back in Angleterre for you. Ball comes out the back of the scrum now, and Toulouse are driving it in with Sebastian Planas. He takes it over the 40. Featherstone going to get their first test from Toulouse. We know they're a very creative side as Paul Marcon takes it forward. Sorry, Bastien Canet it was, sorry, that was there with the ball. It's Kane Bentley. Gets it across to the left-hand side. It goes behind the Toulouse players. Cooney Minga picks it up, but that's good chasing back there by Jason Walton. So they've lost quite a bit of ground there of Toulouse in the middle of that set. It's coming out to that left-hand side again. Toulouse still 25 metres away from the Featherstone line with a couple of tackles left in this set. It's taken forward by Boyer. He gets tackled on the 20 and it is the last. The referee signals. Comes over to that left-hand side. The kick comes in. That's going to be far too strong by Toulouse there, though. Anthony Marion with the kick. It was a very strong one, wasn't it, Joe?
Yeah, poor kick selection there from Marion. He finally releases Featherstone. They did need that. They needed that extra 20-metre gain that they get from there. And Briscoe takes the first one in, but there's 3 men come to meet him. It's going to be hard work for Featherstone out there. The temperature's just picked up in the last couple of hours, and that definitely pays to the advantage of this lightweight Toulouse pack.
High humidity as well out there. Missy Talapapa takes it over the 40-metre line, the Featherstone 40. And it comes across now with Daryl Griffin. Daryl Griffin on halfway. Keil Carlisle in at dummy half. Comes across to Thackeray. Thackeray shows it, goes backwards to Lockwood, who's in at loose forward today. And Featherstone making some good ground there. It's the last tackle and they're 25 metres away from that line as Thackeray gets tackled with the ball. Carlisle tries a kick from dummy half, but he's foiled with that and Toulouse come up with the ball.
That's fish in a decent area for the Rovers, though. They've got Toulouse coming out of their own 30 metres, and if they can pin them back in the same fashion, then that's where they need to keep them, definitely. Toulouse, a very dangerous side on the attack, but there are defensive frailties if Rovers have enough chances. They've come away with possession up there, and the referee's waved play on. He's called the physio over, so there looks to be an injury over there on that far side.
I think it's a head injury, is it, there to a Featherstone Rovers player? Is it Briscoe over there on that right-hand side, I do believe? But he'd come up with the ball, had Luke Briscoe. Toulouse not looking very confident with the ball in hand, are they?
No, they are very much a gung-ho team with ball in hand, and sometimes that's not going to come off for them, so there's definitely opportunities for the Rovers to seize, but this would be a blow for Featherstone. Luke Briscoe's not come back with fantastic form, but he showed us at the beginning of the season what he's capable of. Looks
to be a leg injury to Luke Briscoe. Let's hope it's not a repetition of the one that kept him out earlier in the season. Trying to get to his feet as the doctor's on the field as well to assess him. Just got a stoppage in play while this happens, and obviously this is the first game under John Duffy. Joe, just while we've got this stoppage in play, we'll have a little chat about that, I think.
Well, Toulouse, we've said that they're an attacking flamboyant team with ball in hand. You'd expect the Featherstone Rovers side under John Duffy to play that way too. The question is, how much will he have altered with the short period of time he's had in charge? I don't think we'll see too much of a change, but we will be able to look out for those little nuances.
That's true. He's only had 2 training sessions. So Daryl Griffin now with the ball. He's up to over the Toulouse 10 metres. That's a great drive by Daryl Griffin. He's in fact 2 metres short of the try line.
Griffin's been in real form recently.
Comes across to Thackeray. Thackeray, with a pass to Mariano. That wasn't on. It was a hospital pass, and Mariano spills the ball there. Not a move, it was a really hard pass to Mariano, that wasn't it?
There looked to be players out the back as well, but perhaps that shows us signs of where Featherstone think they can get in up against this Toulouse side. They have got the smaller outside backs versus those strike players like Mariano and Jason Walton, so there's definitely an advantage for the Rovers there on the power front. Kind of take advantage of that with some of those short balls off the halfbacks.
Early on in the tackle count that as well. It'd be disappointing for Duffy to see that, I think, happening, and Toulouse with the ball then from the scrum.
Cooney Minga bringing that ball in, a really talented, strong player, but he looks to be struggling.
Certainly is. He's limping away. Is Cooney Minga back to that left wing spot. Probably wished he hadn't brought the ball into the middle there, as Toulouse now throwing the ball away and around, should I say, and Constantin Mika it is with the ball, and he's 30 metres away from the Toulouse line. Spreading it across to the left now, are Toulouse, and they make it up to the 40-metre line. Featherstone strong in defence at the moment though. Probably got a couple of tackles left in this set of Toulouse and still in their own half. That is the last tackle, and they're 5 metres short of the halfway line, so Featherstone defence still strong. The kick comes up from Marion. It was a late challenge there by Featherstone. Referee says there was nothing wrong with it, and Ian Hardman takes that ball well. It was a high kick from Marion, and Hardman took it well.
Great take from Hardman under pressure. Now Rovers need to show some fight here to get out well into the Toulouse territory, build a good platform for that kick.
Scott Turner now taking the ball from dummy half, takes it over the Featherstone 40. Hardman in at dummy half, gives it to Talapapa, but Mika was up on him quite quickly, but Talapapa still manages to evade him and get into the Toulouse half. Featherstone with a bit of a roll on now. Hardman goes from dummy half once again. It's the last tackle.
Talapapa really makes defenders work. You don't want to be defending against him for 80 minutes, and that's what the Toulouse side are going to have to do.
Thackeray with the kick up, and it's one for Carella to take, and he takes it over the try line, so it's a 20-metre restart. They're going to get 7 tackles, and Carella looked to his right there, and the player was Kuni Mingo was on his left.
Big lunge there to ensure he was behind his try line. That's smart fullback play, and it's launched the attack for his team. It's got them already past the 40 metres, 2 tackles into this set.
And they're certainly up to the halfway line as they get offload in the tackle, and Toulouse are standing still at the moment. They're putting it the other way to the left with Marion. There's some space now though for them with Minga on that left wing. He's going towards the try line. He knocks Ian Harmon off, and Kuni Minga's going to score under the post to get the first score for Toulouse Olympique in this game.
Well, we knew Toulouse would be dangerous on the second phase play in the open field when there's space to exploit. They're used to these hot conditions and they're going to take advantage of it. Marion takes the ball over to that left flank, and Kuni Minga, when he's one-on-one against a player like he was there against Hardman, had a man on the inside too. You know he's going to find a way through to score. That's why the Papua New Guinean's been called up into the French side. That's why he's so valued by this Toulouse side, and that's why he scored so many tries this season.
So strong as well, isn't he, Joe? You know, I mean, Ian Hardman was there to tackle him, but he just pushed him aside.
Yeah, you can't be too hard on Ian Hardman in that situation. He couldn't overcommit because there was the player on the inside, but if there's even half a bit of doubt in a fullback's mind, then you've got to put all your money on Minga.
Yeah. So Toulouse are going to have an easy conversion, a relatively easy conversion to take here, because Minga did go under those posts. I thought he went under the posts. They're taking the conversion 10 metres to the left. So conversion attempt. Toulouse will be looking to go 6 points ahead here at Stade Ernest Angeles after 10 minutes of play. That kick is successful, so Toulouse Olympique 6, Featherstone Rovers 0. Here at Stade Ernest Angeles in Toulouse after 10 minutes of play.
Well, Featherstone, they have taken the fight to Toulouse early doors, but we knew that that was where the challenge was going to be. It was going to be on that second phase play, whether the Featherstone Rovers sliding defence was going to be able to cope with it, and so far it's come unstuck. Now, what can Featherstone offer in attack? That's yet to be seen.
Kickoff comes from Featherstone. It's a high one, and it's taken on the try line, and Toulouse bring it away from their try line and make it over the 10-metre line. Featherstone need to watch the offloads. It was the offload that created that second phase, wasn't it? That went out to the left that led to the try for Toulouse. As soon as you put Kuni Minga in space, he's going to score. So Featherstone just need to be aware of that. Up until then, they'd done a pretty good defensive stint in the opening minutes of this game. Taking it up to the 40-metre line now are Toulouse. Passes come into the middle, and good tackling there by Featherstone, and Toulouse crowd not happy. They think that Featherstone are laying on in the tackle there. They're certainly voicing their opinions to the referee. It's the last tackle, and Featherstone once again kept Toulouse in their own half, just a couple of metres short of the halfway line. It comes to Marion, who puts a kick through for Ian Hardman once again to pick up and collect, which he does 5 metres away from his own try line, but there's a good chase there by Toulouse, and they tackle him on the 10.
Much better defensive set from the Rovers, not letting that offload game of Toulouse come into play, and now they can bring it out themselves. Just that safe one-up rugby to get them out of the danger zone. Then they can look to mount an attack.
They certainly can. Keil Carlisle going from dummy half. He's having a little scoot there. He had Talapapa on his right-hand side. Didn't use him, though.
Important in these conditions that some of the work's been taken off the forwards, and there we saw from that quick play a penalty's been earned offside from Toulouse, and Featherstone gonna be in that Toulouse danger area now. They're gonna have a real chance here.
Quick play of the ball. It was from Keil Carlisle and Anthony Thackeray. It was in at dummy half that created Toulouse, made Toulouse be offside really for that, and the kick's gone into touch, and the tap's going to be taken 30 metres away from the Toulouse line. We've got 2 balls on the field at the moment. Keil Carlisle gets the game back underway with the tap, and it comes with Lockwood in the middle, who drives it forward. He's 22 metres away. Ball comes to Thackeray on that right-hand side, and they're passing it wider Featherstone at the moment. Josh Hardcastle it is who takes it over the 10. Swings back into the middle with Wildy. Wildy's running along the line and gets it to Thackeray. Shows and goes. Thackeray's through. Thackeray is going to score a try just to the left of the uprights to put Featherstone on 4 points, Toulouse on 6.
Smart half play from Thackeray in the perfect weather for a man like that. He saw that all the Toulouse defence was sliding across to that left-hand side, throws them the dummy, and then it's the typical Anthony Thackeray sidestep back onto the inside to score just to the left of the posts.
Certainly was. It was a great bit of trickery by Anthony Thackeray there. They sold the dummy well and truly to Toulouse Olympique, and the kick's going to come for Ian Hardman just to the left of the post, so it's kickable for him to square this game up at 6 points all after 13 minutes.
Featherstone just needed a chance, Joe. We knew that they had the attacking talent to break down this Toulouse team. They're not a great defensive side, so there's definitely going to be opportunities, and Anthony Thackeray, we know what a talented halfback he is. He's been one of the best halfbacks in the division this season. He showed it there.
Hardman going to kick this conversion, let's hope, to square the game up. It was a bit of an unorthodox attempt, should I say, there, but he got it over, so it's 6 points all after 14 minutes of play here at Featherstone Rovers, here at Toulouse Olympique. It's a bit warm for Featherstone, isn't it?
That conversion swung much further to left than you'd expect, much like the French election.
A bit of politics in there, I love it. Kick-off comes now from Toulouse. It's a high one. It's taken well by Harmon, though, and he lays it off to Griffin, who drives it forward. These props will need to be spelled in this warm weather, because it'll take the toll on them, won't it, out there, Joe?
Definitely. I mean, I had to run down to the touchline to let Jamie know that we needed the hangout for the YouTube relaunching. I'm out of puff just doing that. I'm only just catching my breath back. Those players out there, I don't envy them. Featherstone losing possession of the ball there, and sure enough, the referee's awarded a knock on. This is going to be a real chance for Toulouse, and sure enough, it's high fives all around for them.
Real messing at the ruck there. It was Sam Brooks with the ball. He's convinced that the ball was reefed out, because he was laying on the floor. There were 2 Toulouse players in there, and he's convinced that that ball was reefed out. Referee's having none of it, and Toulouse are going to get the put-in on their own on the Featherstone 40.
Does look a bit miffed, Sam Brooks. Obviously, a young lad with plenty to prove. He's got to see it as a real opportunity, this lone stint he's got at the Rovers. He's going to have this match and all of those Super 8s games. What's he capable of? Toulouse then bring it down the short side. 3 Featherstone players in the tackle, though. Never going to get through that.
Certainly have. The ball's played and comes across with Robin. And he lays it off, and Toulouse still 35 metres away from the Featherstone line. Good defence by Brooks and Griffin and Carlisle there, and it comes to Robin, who shows it and he eventually passes it out. It's coming to that left-hand side once again, but Josh Hardcastle hangs on over there on that left-hand side, and there's a penalty to Toulouse because there was a man taken off the ball by Jason Walton. So another set of 6 here for Toulouse in the danger area for Featherstone Rovers.
Featherstone looking vulnerable over on that right-hand side. Toulouse swing it over to the left, and the sliding defence just isn't able to cope with it. These hot conditions, the way Toulouse move the ball about, they're always going to be dangerous.
Certainly are. Boyer taking it in now. 18 metres away from the line. Again, they're coming to that left-hand side. That's surely a forward pass, though, and the referee's not picked it up, and Toulouse are going to score. For me, it looked a forward pass there. Very flat at the very best, I think.
That's gutting, Joe. It did look plumber's day forward to me. But unfortunate for the Rovers, we did say they looked vulnerable down that flank, and sure enough, it's where Toulouse score yet again in virtually the same spot where the conversion was taken from after the first try. Featherstone then down 10 points to 6.
Just waiting for confirmation of the Toulouse scorer there. Couldn't quite see. I think I was waiting for the play to be called back, to be honest. No. Reese Curran, numero 12, number 12. So Reese Curran, it was the second rower that got the ball down for Toulouse to put them 10 points to 6 ahead. Almost 18 minutes of this first half gone, and conversion attempt coming in about 15 metres in from that left-hand touch line. And that's successful once again. So Toulouse lead by 12 points to 6 here at the Ernest Argelès Stadium.
Richard Moore entering the field for the Rovers, a real enforcer and someone who you don't quite get that style of forward in French rugby. So a couple of these Toulouse players maybe won't quite have seen anything like Richard Moore before.
What style is that then?
One that's hard to describe, Joe.
Unique, I
One
think
that's
is
hard
the
to
word.
describe with language which is suitable.
Hardman with the kick-off then.
Hardman will do.
It's taken by Robin, but he lays it off to Canet, the prop who drives it forward, or the pilier as it is in French. 15 metres away from his own line.
Richard Moore very much the kind of player who could knock him from pilier to post.
Oh, very good. Très bien. 30 metres out. I always rely on you for a pun, Joe. Boyer now taking it forward. Just short of the Toulouse 40. The kick comes in early for Toulouse, and they're going for touch. It's a bit of game management coming in there, so the scrum's going to be set just beyond the 20-metre mark, the Featherstone 20-metre mark. Featherstone with the head and feed at that scrum.
Toulouse then noticing that the set completion hasn't been too high early in this match, so if they're able to force Featherstone to come out from deep, there might well be a turnover in possession, and we know that in that kind of broken play, that's where they can seize those opportunities.
Certainly is. Thackeray with the ball, and completion rates has been an issue for Featherstone Rovers this season. Despite making the top 4 in some of the games, it's not been great, so they will be looking to improve on that under the new coach. Talapapa now with the ball. He takes it over the 30. Plays the ball quickly, and Carlisle and Richard Moore with his first touch of the ball, and he gets the ball away, but it goes to a Toulouse player, and Featherstone, it's a knock-on by Toulouse, I do believe here, is it? No, it's a knock-on by Featherstone Rovers. So Richard Moore with an offload. Not the best position to do that. You're still in your own half. Early on in the tackle count, you were just talking about the completion rate, Joe, weren't you?
That's exactly why Toulouse took the early kick and why they found the touchline, Joe, because they didn't want the capable kick return coming in from the likes of Briscoe or Turner on the flanks, because they know Featherstone will get good yardage through that. Instead, start the tackles early, and Featherstone are likely to make mistakes just like they did there, and now Toulouse have a chance on the halfway line. Over on that left flank again, and looking dangerous.
Own worst enemy, Featherstone Rovers, sometimes, and you know, we're seeing a lot of Toulouse action, especially down this left-hand flank. Like you say, Kuniminga now with the ball, 35 metres out, he's looking for a penalty, but referee tells him to get up. Carella now goes himself, he gets tackled 25 metres out. As we're rolling out the barrel with the band, it comes across into the middle, and a great offload there to Mika. Coming back again, and Toulouse are throwing it around for fun at the moment. Robin with it, it's coming back to this left flank, and they've got numbers over as Curran gets it away, and Toulouse go in for a try after keeping it alive. How many pairs of hands did that ball go through to score that try there?
Looks like it's Adair who's gone and touched the ball down. Unfortunate for the Rovers, but yet again we see Toulouse scoring on second phase play, shifting the ball over to that left-hand side. And Kane Bentley, to me, he's the real star man at the moment. He takes the ball from the foot of the ruck, shifts it across to the right, but he doesn't switch off at that point. Keeps alive, and he's able to be part of that unit who takes it over to the left-hand side again, controlling the Rovers team, moving them around the park, and seizing the opportunities of those gaps that are created.
And like we were saying, Robin, when he kicked that ball into the touch, he knew exactly what he was doing, didn't he? And we can look back to that Richard Moore unnecessary offload that led to Toulouse getting the possession there to score that try. And it only comes 4 minutes after their previous try as well, so they're really piling on the pressure onto Featherstone Rovers now as the 16 points to 6 in the lead, and the kicks to come from Carella. Probably a bit trickier than any that he's had before. It's 8 metres in from that left-hand touch line. As Toulouse team get roundly applauded by their fans. Carella comes with a conversion attempt. It's held up short though, so he's unsuccessful that time. It's Toulouse 16, Featherstone Rovers 6 after 22 minutes of play here at the Ernest Argelas Stadium.
Featherstone in real need of a response, just like they had after that first try then. They just need to be wary. It's not necessarily about playing safe rugby in these conditions, it's just about that smart rugby, not giving away the ball in those areas where you don't want Toulouse to have possession, making sure that they play with it up their end, because they know if they have enough territory, then they'll come away with points.
They certainly will. They're at the other end of the field at the moment from that kick-off, and that's good defence by Featherstone Rovers to drive Toulouse back, and the ball's come free. It's a knock-on, so that's a Featherstone scrum on the 10. Excellent by Richard Moore. He's getting the plaudits in that, so from villain to hero, Richard Moore there.
That's exactly what the Rovers needed. They needed someone to grab it by the scruff of the neck and salvage what had been a bit of a desperate situation up the other end of the field. They were looking a little ragged, and all of a sudden they're a unit. It's high fives all around there, and Featherstone are looking pumped again.
First tackle from that kick-off as well, wasn't it? So first tackle in the set. Thackeray now puts the ball in. It comes down the blind side with Talapapa. Talapapa knocks the first tackler off, but he gets put down a couple of metres short, about 3 metres short of that try line. Wildean at dummy half. It comes across to Thackeray. Thackeray with a short ball to Richard Moore, who takes it over the 10. Gets put down to the floor, though. He's looking for a play. The ball is Moore, and there's a Toulouse player on the floor. It comes across now to that right-hand side with Ian Hardman, who's on the 10 metre. We've got Kyle Briggs on the pitch as well for Featherstone Rovers, and Kyle Briggs with the ball in hand. Gets it to Thackeray. Thackeray shows it to Mariano. Doesn't give it. He puts it on the reverse pass to Talapapa, who gets it to Bostock, who's also on the field for Featherstone. Bostock going towards the post. He's a strong player, is Andrew Bostock. He gets tackled a couple of metres short. Wildean at dummy half. Goes himself. Gets tackled over the line, though, so he'll have to bring it back to the 10 to play the ball.
Brave move from John Duffy then, perhaps showing us the kind of coach he is. He's already ringing in the changes, 25 minutes in. Kyle Briggs going into the halfback positions and Wildy switching into that hooker role. Thackeray now with the crossfield kick. It's up in the air. Turner taps it back. It falls. Doesn't quite come to Talapapa. Toulouse come away with the ball, but the referee's going to award a knock on. The time's taken off.
It's a
This is
Featherstone
going to be
ball.
awarded to the Rovers.
Excellent stuff there by Featherstone Rovers. It was a nice kick over from Thackeray to that left-hand wing, and Toulouse couldn't deal with it. So Featherstone are going to get another set of 6 in the Toulouse 10-metre as they're just waiting for the ball to go into Anthony Thackeray's hands for him to put it in at this scrum.
A real chance here for the Rovers, and crucially, just gives them a break from defending. They bring the ball to the left end. It's Talapapa. He dinks inside yet again. Doesn't look for the pass, instead decides to go himself and gets his team just 4 metres shy of the try line.
Wildy in at dummy half. It comes to Bostock in the middle. Surely Boye was offside there because he was up very quickly on Bostock. Supposed to have been behind that try line, and the ball comes to Wildy. Wildy across now to Briggs, who gets a long ball out. Hardcastle tries to pass, but Minga gets his hand in, and it's going to be another scrum to Featherstone Rovers here, I do believe, on that 10-metre. If Hardcastle had been able to get the ball out to the right wing, Featherstone would have been in there. It was a great pass from Kyle Briggs across to Hardcastle.
Definitely. They're shifting the ball wide quickly, and there are gaps to be taken advantage of, so there's definitely potential for points there from the Rovers. The thing is, can they start capitalising on it?
Important that Minga came in with that tackle on Hardcastle. I know he's given another set of 6 away, but it would have been a try to Featherstone if he hadn't have done that. So the ball comes out at the back of the scrum. Thackeray with the ball in hand, lays it off to Talapapa on the charge. Talapapa gets tackled 8 metres away from the Toulouse line, and he gets put down to the floor once again, and it's a penalty to Featherstone Rovers. Wildy going to tap the ball 8 metres away, so Featherstone with another set of 6. It's Lockwood now taking it forward. He's 5 metres short. Wildy in at dummy half. He's gone into that hooking roll. It comes to Briggs. Briggs with a wide pass, and it comes to Hardcastle, but Toulouse defence slides over well there. It was a decent pass and created a little bit of an overlap, but the Toulouse defence was good. Moore with the ball now. Moore takes it over the 10-metre line. Comes across to Briggs once again. Briggs to Thackeray. Thackeray with a pass. It goes behind Talapapa. This could be dangerous, but Toulouse end up knocking on. And that is good news for Featherstone Rovers, because if Paul Marcon could have picked that ball up, he'd have been over the try line, wouldn't he?
Toulouse will be kicking themselves here. That was a point to completely knock the stuffing out of the Rovers. Instead, they've given them yet another set on the Toulouse line. A real opportunity here, but ultimately Featherstone aren't finding the way through. They've got to unlock this defence somehow, Gio.
They certainly do, yeah, because, I mean, they've had quite persistent pressure. I mean, this must be about the 4th set of 6 that they've had, not being able to break through that Toulouse defence, though, and Thackeray puts the ball in to the scrum. It comes out now. Scott Turner it is who's come into the middle of the field. He's 12 metres out, Wildy in at dummy half. The ball eventually gets played. He goes to the left and it gets clattered, does Wildy there, by Bastien Canet. 8 metres away from the Toulouse line. Thackeray comes into that dummy half roll. Featherstone looking for the penalty. They're not getting anything. And Bostock now to Briggs. Briggs shows the ball. He looks to offload, but that's a good play by Rhys Curran to wrap Kyle Briggs up and stops that offload. To Richard Moore now. I don't think he was expecting the ball, but he gets it back to Briggs, and now Thackeray shows it, and it goes to Mariano, who's going for the line, but he just gets tackled short, inches short there, Mariano. Wildy in at dummy half, and it's coming across to Thackeray once again. Thackeray out to Briggs. Briggs dodges round. He puts a little kick in for to be chased, and they're going to force the drop out there. That was a lovely kick by Kyle Briggs to make Cooney Minga take that ball over the deadline to force a dropout.
Kyle Briggs just keeping the pressure on there. He's looked really positive since he's entered the field, and perhaps he's seen this as new coach, new chance for Kyle Briggs, really. We know what a quality player he can be, but we've not quite seen that so far this season.
And of course, John Duffy, a half-back in his playing career, so maybe a little bit of half-back love there. So 28 minutes gone in this game. It's Toulouse 16, Featherstone Rovers 6. As Corella takes the drop out for Toulouse, and it goes into Thackeray's arms on halfway, and he passes it to Richard Moore, who takes it over the 30-metre line. So Featherstone 25 metres out. Turner in at dummy half. He passes it to Thackeray. Thackeray to Lockwood. 20 metres out is Lockwood. Wildy to Thackeray to Briggs. Briggs to Hardman, who's come into the line, but Toulouse defence is good there, and nothing really being created to get through it at the moment. Briggs once again with the ball. He gets it to Thackeray. Thackeray shows it again and dodges around, but this time he is wrapped up and the ball is lost. Tyler Heppy, I think it was, that affected that tackle on Anthony Thackeray, and Toulouse survive almost five, I think it was 5 sets there that they had to face from Featherstone Rovers, and Featherstone not able to get through. And psychologically, what does that mean for both sides?
Well, physically, it's going to have been an issue to Toulouse. That will have taken it out of them, but Featherstone will feel, how can we break this Toulouse side down? We've had one sidestep from Anthony Thackeray, which has found the way through, but other than that, how can they break this team down?
And there's a differential penalty going to be given here because Toulouse kept the ball in the scrum. Featherstone just a little bit too keen there. Broke the scrum early, and Thackeray it was that was offside at that scrum. He's just asking the referee, but they'd retained the ball in the scrum. Clever play by Toulouse, and they put the kick into touch. They're going to take the tap 35 metres away from their own line.
Within the space of 30 seconds then, the pressure has completely been removed from Toulouse, and now they're just shy of the halfway line. They'll have held out strong, and that will have given them a boost in confidence.
It certainly will, as they drive it up to the halfway. Justin Sangare for Toulouse is looking to come on the field as well. The ball's driven in by Tyler Heppy. He takes it up to the Featherstone 40 with a very quick play of the ball. Toulouse take it 25 metres away, so they're in the danger area, the Featherstone danger area. It's coming to that left flank, and the kick comes in actually. It's a high one for Minga to chase, and Briscoe misses it first time but gets it on the bounce. Lucky to get away with that there.
Definitely. Briscoe at times can be vulnerable under the high ball, and you wonder if Toulouse have been studying that, because there was a lot of pressure there on him. It was difficult, but he did come away with it in the end, and it's good work from the winger.
It is. So Featherstone at the wrong end of the field, 15 metres out. Jason Walton now is taking the ball up. That's a great drive from Walton. It's first time we've seen him really with the ball in hand in this game. And Turner now. Turner takes it up to the 40-metre line.
That's an issue really for the Rovers. You've got to be getting players like Jason Walton into the game more. It's good that the back line are taking some work off the forwards, but ultimately the forwards is where they can win the battle against Toulouse. They've got to overpower them.
Thackeray with a kick. It goes over the Toulouse 10. Corella took it. He's offloaded it, and Toulouse are up to the 20. But Lockwood tackles well there. Coming out to that left-hand side. Cooney Minga's come in the field, and that's a high tackle. French crowd in front of us not very happy with that tackle on Minga by Kyle Briggs, and Briggs looks unhappy with himself. I think he just got his technique wrong there, didn't he?
Yeah, there was no malice in that, but perhaps it is a case of the conditions. Sometimes you're spurting forward and overheated in weather like this. Mistakes are going to come like that, and it is going to cost the Rovers.
Certainly is. So Toulouse 5 metres short of the halfway line at the moment.
Good work from Moore there to turn his man round in the tackle. Just hold up that play of the ball, and Sangare now bringing the ball forward, but the Featherstone line was set crucially, and Toulouse struggled to make 10 metres.
So Robban lays it off to Heppy. Heppy's looked lively since he's come on the field for Toulouse. He's lost the ball in the tackle there, though. Oh no, the referee's given a penalty. It was reefed out. I think James Lockwood it was that reefed it out. So Featherstone their own worst enemy at the moment, giving 2 penalties away on the bounce. Toulouse are going to take the tap. The 30 metres away from the line. It comes across to that left-hand side. So Featherstone having to... They've got 5 tackles to defend in their own 20-metre line at the moment. 12 metres out now. Toulouse get tackled with the ball. And it comes across to that left-hand side once again. A lovely kick's put through, and Hardman takes it well, though. That was great play by Ian Hardman to track that ball.
definitely. Ian Hardman, just a real workhorse in the defence. Coming away with the ball crucially there, and Featherstone really needing to break out, but the Toulouse putting pressure on here.
So Featherstone, like we say, they are at the wrong end of the field at the moment, and Toulouse do with the tackle, but Wildy goes from dummy half, he loses the ball, and Dan Igbenadian's on the field, and I think that's a penalty to Featherstone for markers not standing square by Toulouse. So relief for Featherstone Rovers. They're going to get out of this area of the field where they were camped almost. Kyle Briggs with the ball. He's going to put the kick in to touch for Featherstone Rovers, which he does. The tap's going to be on the halfway line, so Featherstone going to get a set of 6 in the Toulouse half. As Wildy takes that tap, it goes to Thackeray and then to Igbenadian with his first touch of this game. Gets it over the halfway line, does Igbenadian. Misses Moore out on that phase, and Thackeray's through a gap, and he gets the ball away to Kyle Briggs. Kyle Briggs sprints for the post, and he gets the ball under the post, and Kyle Briggs scores for Featherstone Rovers. What a great creative try from the 2 halfbacks for Featherstone Rovers there.
Well, we said that Kyle Briggs has been looking positive since he's entered the field, and we said that John Duffy's introduction as head coach might be helping that. No better example of that than a combination between the 2 halfbacks to bring about a brilliant try, and that one's going to look good on the highlights reel. Will it be a positive highlights reel for the Rovers?
It might even get on the July try of the month, might that one as well. It was a great try to watch from a Featherstone Rovers perspective, and Featherstone Rovers now, the scoreline is Toulouse 16, Featherstone Rovers 10, 5 minutes left to half time. The kick's going to come under the sticks for Ian Hardman, so he should convert this. He's taking on some water before he does so. Like we say, it's very humid out there. There's a swimming pool behind the sticks where Ian Hardman's taking this conversion, and I think we could all fancy going for a swim in there at the moment to cool down. So, Featherstone fans singing "You're Not Singing Anymore." I wonder if they can do it in French. Hardman now with the conversion attempt under the sticks. He should get this. That looks a much healthier scoreline for Featherstone Rovers. It's 4 minutes to half-time. Toulouse 16, Featherstone Rovers 12. It brings them within sniffing distance of Toulouse as we go into the closing stages of this first half.
Ian Hardman devastatingly unlucky there, just 5 yards shy of the swimming pool, and I reckon if you clonk one of them on the head, then that's worth another try.
Yeah, I think he just about missed the sunbathers back there as well. So Corella now with the kick-off for Toulouse. Ball falls off the tee, so there must be a bit of a breeze out there. We're just not feeling the effects of it in our hot box.
How I could do with that breeze, yeah.
Corella now eventually takes the kick-off. It's a high-hanging one for Hardman to take, which he does. He passes it to Bostock. Bostock taking the ball forward. He's 12 metres out from his own line. Oh, it's a knock-on there by Wildy at dummy half, though. Oh, my word.
Featherstone really needed to carry that momentum through from the try, and just what they didn't need. Completely unforced error there at the foot of the ruck. The play the ball comes through. It is a little bobbled, to be fair to Wildy, but he's got to be concentrating on that. We need a clean pick-up, and Featherstone need to be coming away with the ball. Instead, Toulouse with a real opportunity to just put the pressure back on the Rovers.
Massive opportunity. I mean, we were looking at a 16-12 scoreline going into half-time, and this means now that Toulouse have got a set of 6. 12 metres out, and the ball comes out the back of the scrum, and Corrala's going through. Corrala's going to score for Toulouse in that right-hand corner. Toulouse 20, Featherstone Rovers 12, kick to come.
Free-flowing play from the home side. They swing it over to the right, and Corella, such a prolific scorer, showed exactly why there. There was no way, just a little palm on him was going to prevent him from scoring that try.
Yeah, straight from the base of the scrum, that try. And like we said, you know, as soon as that mistake came in from Wildy, we knew that on the cards was probably a Toulouse try to slot over just before half-time. And again, I always wonder what it does mentally to a team when you just let in a try before half-time, when you've got within a one-try score?
Well, you can see that the Featherstone team are going to be kicking themselves after conceding a try like that when they were just hoping to get on top, just take the momentum of the match. But they've really got to keep their heads up because they are definitely competing here. They've come to France and they're really taking the fight to Toulouse.
They certainly are. It's been a sort of an inconsistent performance, I'd say, this first half from Featherstone Rovers. There's been some sparks of creativity and really good play, and at other times not able to complete sets and a bit of indiscipline. So Carella now with a conversion attempt. It's on this right-hand touchline. He's put it across the face of the goal, so he's not successful. It remains Toulouse 20, Featherstone Rovers 12, with just over a minute remaining to half-time.
Well, 8 points the lead, just over a minute. The question is, do you go for the short kickoff? Do you try and claim that? Or do you think within 8 points, Featherstone well within 2 scores, did take that at half-time, and Toulouse are definitely going to know that there's going to be a fight in that second half?
Certainly is. It's going to be an interesting second half indeed as Hardman kicks this ball off. And Robin takes it and gives it to Tyler Heppy, who drives it in strongly. He takes it over the 10-metre line. Comes to Sangare now. Featherstone Rovers' defence in the main has been pretty good. I know, and the ball's come free there, and the referee is giving a knock-on, so Jason Walton says, come on, let's get this scrum set, guys. We could get something here. There's still half a minute left, 20 seconds to half-time. So they've set the scrum. The referee's called time off, and Featherstone are going to get a put in at the scrum 20 metres away from the Toulouse line as there's a Toulouse player down injured and we have a break in play.
As a slight purist, there's no way that scrum was actually set. It was a complete mess of players, but
it was
the referee takes the time off, and that's in the spirit of the game. 20 seconds left. Rovers, they're going to have time for at least one play, at least one real attack to try and go at this Toulouse line. Just what they're capable of.
Kyle Briggs directing players around. The ball comes into the scrum. It comes to Thackeray on this left-hand side. He gives it to Hardman out the back. Hardman's going for the line. He passes it to Turner. Hand side, and it's a try for Featherstone Rovers with 9 seconds left on the clock to half-time.
That Joey's one straight off the training ground. John Duffy will be so pleased with that. Featherstone bring the ball to the left. Straight from the scrum, and Ian Hardman holds the ball up perfectly before giving it to his winger Scott Turner on the outside. It's a diving finish on the left flank. It puts Featherstone within touching distance at half-time.
20 points to 16 at the moment. It is a difficult conversion kick to come for Ian Hardman on this left-hand touchline. Scott Turner just squeezed in. I think he's scored a try. I'd have to check how many games he's scored a try in Scott Turner, but he's certainly prolific at the moment. Is the guy chasing Josh Hardcastle's total down, he is.
Definitely a real battle on between those two, and we'd very much like to see Josh Hardcastle challenge that in the second half.
So Hardman, probably half a metre in, 30 centimetres or something like that from that left-hand touchline. Nothing much at all in it, and it's going to be a difficult one, but we have seen him kick them from the touchline previously this season. It's on the right side for him as well. Strikes the ball. He's got it, has Ian Hardman. That brings Featherstone Rovers within 2 points of Toulouse going into this half-time. As the half-time hooter has gone, it's Toulouse 20, Featherstone Rovers 18.
Well, undoubtedly, Joe, Featherstone look like a part-time team who've come over to Toulouse there. But they do look like a very talented part-time team, and that's why we saw in spurts that they look like such a dominant force, and then they switched off in a couple of moments. It's a case of how many of the moments each way do we see in the second half. That's what will decide the game. 2 points in it, though. Not many teams come over here and take the fight to the home side in the way that Featherstone did. They'll be pleased with that performance so far, and they'll definitely fancy their chances in the second half.
They certainly will. What do you think John Duffy's thoughts will be at half-time after that first half of being in charge of Featherstone Rovers?
there's positives for him to take. His halfbacks look dangerous at times. However, in the opening exchanges, perhaps they were figuring out their opposition. There's a very different style to play in both defence and attack. The way they jump up on the fringes is unlike any other team in the Championship. But eventually they saw how they could exploit those gaps, and so perhaps the second half will favour Featherstone because of that. John Duffy will now have a chance to instruct these troops, and this is where he can prove his worth as a coach.
The last 2 tries for Featherstone Rovers, I think you did say, they've come straight off the training pitch. They've had 2 training sessions. The first one was Thackeray and Briggs working well together as a half-back combination. The second one from the base of the scrum, with Hardman coming into the line, getting it out to Scott Turner to score in that left-hand corner.
Well, the last try, it's a straight-out Wild Western shootout. Everyone knows what's coming. It's a case of, can Featherstone execute it, and can Toulouse defend against it? In the end, Toulouse just couldn't cope with what Featherstone threw at them, and Featherstone executed it to perfection. Not enough credit can be paid to Ian Hardman for the way that it looks like such a simple job, the way he comes around the back in the scrum and then delays that pass to Turner. But the timing of the pass, the way he meets the ball, it's all got to be done to perfection to be pulled off like that, because they had one play, it was from the scrum, they only got one shot at it, it had to be perfect, and it was.
It certainly was. We're talking about Scott Turner's record. Previous to this game, his last 7 games that he played for the first time, he'd scored 1 try, 2 tries, 2 tries, 2 tries, 1 try, 2 tries and 1 try. His 8th game he's added another try, so it's the 8th consecutive game he's scored tries, and he's only 1 try behind Josh Hardcastle. That's with a spell out injured as well, so he's such a great player, is Turner, isn't he? He's a good finisher.
Absolutely prolific. He finishes like that. He's got great pace, but he gets through so much work coming out with the ball. He's a bit like a fast Tommy Saxton, dare I say?
I like the analogy, yeah, because he's strong as well, isn't he? You know, I think to have speed and strength, it's an essential combination for a good rugby league winger.
Unfortunately for Kyron Johnson, people keep saying something, and it's very much true. He does need to bulk up, does the young lad. And Scott Turner, I think, shows to a young lad like that just what you can be if you add that strength to your game, but are able to keep your pace. And also, he's so talented in the air. He takes the ball so well, brings it forward, brings it out, takes that work off the forwards, but then he's cool, calm and composed when the ball comes out to him on the wing. You can rely on him to finish.
Kyle Briggs back in the side, came on probably about midway through that first half, perhaps a little bit earlier than that. Replaced Keil Carlisle. Wildy went to the hooking role. How do you think he's gone? He certainly doesn't look to have any of that injury out there at the moment. It looks to be going quite well.
Well, to me, he sees this as an opportunity for him. He's going to have to show over a longer period of time that he can sustain that, but he definitely looks positive and purposeful, and that's what Featherstone were missing early doors. It's not about it always coming off. Now and again, halfbacks will do things, and it won't work out. But on that occasion, Kyle Briggs went out there, and he always looked like he had a purpose. He always looked like he had a plan and an idea to find a way through Toulouse. And on a couple of occasions, it turned out he did.
Certainly did. So it's Toulouse 20, Featherstone Rovers 18. We'll be back very shortly. Welcome back to Rovers TV. Teams are back out on the field. Just a reminder of the scoreline, it's Toulouse 20, Featherstone Rovers 18. Second half to come here at Stade Ernest Argelès. Hardman going to kick the second half off. What will Featherstone be looking, Joe, from this first defensive set?
First defensive set, it's about pinning Toulouse back, really. And ultimately, you know that, yes, there were mistakes from the Rovers in that first half, but there were mistakes in that Toulouse team too. So if they keep the territory in the right areas, then Featherstone can come away with possession and get a real chance early doors. Hepiden taking the ball into the line with real aggression, but met by 3 Featherstone players and don't gain a single yard on them. Igbinedian, though, struggling. He does finally find his feet and rejoins the defensive line of the Rovers.
Sangari makes it up to the 30-metre line for Toulouse, and they get out to this left-hand side now with Rhys Curran, the try scorer in that first half. He makes it up to the 40. The band strikes up once again in the background. Toulouse still in their own half at the moment. Comes across to Robin, and the kick comes in from Caralla. It goes over the top of Scott Turner's head, and it's going to find touch. So Featherstone Rovers going to get the put in at this scrum about 25 metres away from their own line.
Disappointing Turner wasn't able to take that in the air for me. Such a talented returner of the ball, but instead Featherstone pinned back in their own 20 metres. Gonna have to come out from deep here, and that's where we did see those mistakes in the first half. It's where Toulouse gained many of those opportunities.
Thackeray with the ball in hand, feeds the scrum. It comes out the blind side with Talapapa. Talapapa takes it down that left-hand side, makes 10 metres forward as he gets tackled just short of the 30-metre line. Comes across to Igbenadian. He had to jump in the air to take the ball and eventually takes it forward. That's a great drive from Igbenadian. Caused Toulouse some problems. They had a second go. It should have been a penalty there, but nothing given. Richard Moore now with the ball. He'll be looking to offload it, but there's 4 Toulouse players round him and he's unable to get that ball away. He gets put down on the 40-metre line. Comes to Bostock, the other prop now. Bostock, another prolific offloader, but he keeps hold of the ball as he takes it up to halfway. Plays the ball, Wildy out to Thackeray on the left-hand side, and he puts the kick in early on in the tackle count, and that goes into touch just before that touch, before the corner flag, so it's going to be a Toulouse scrum on the 10. That's great play by Thackeray. A good set of 6 by Featherstone Rovers, that.
Definitely, they've got Toulouse coming out from the right area, and ultimately a completed set. That's what Featherstone was so often searching for in that first half, and what too often they didn't find.
Certainly wasn't. So yeah, like you say, a completed set as time's called off. There's I think, I'm not sure if they're looking for they've got the ball there in hand, and referee waves play back on. Minga now with the ball. Hardcastle in well with Jason Walton, and that's great defence by Featherstone Rovers as they push Minga back 3 metres. He won't like that. It comes to the left-hand side now with Toulouse. Good tackle there by Wildy Briggs, and Hardcastle once again coming in to finish the Toulouse player off. That's great play by Featherstone. Sangare with the ball in hand. Again, good tackling, good defensive set by Featherstone this so far. Need to keep the discipline, obviously. It comes out to Rhys Curran, and good tackle from Jason Walton as Curran takes it over the 30-metre line. Sangare again with the ball. Up to the 40. He's driving his legs forward, and that'll be the last tackle, and Toulouse still in their own half, 5 metres short of halfway as it comes across to Robin, and they're running the ball at the moment with Caralla. He dodges through and he gets tackled by Bostock with the ball in hand, so that's going to be a turnover just inside the Toulouse half.
Brilliant play from the Rovers. That discipline was absolutely crucial, that they didn't allow the pressure to be relieved from Toulouse so easily, but now they come away with the ball. It's going to be a turnover on the halfway line, and they couldn't have asked for much better than that.
Great defensive set. Really looks like they meant business, did Featherstone Rovers there. Bostock now gets the ball away to Wildy. Good offload from Bostock. Wildy with the ball gets it to Walton, who gets tackled just over that 40-metre line. Featherstone in a good position here with Igbenadian. He takes it over the 30. Wildy to Moore. Moore with a forward pass there. Not called by the referee, so Featherstone got away with one there. Wasn't the best pass. As the ball's played, and it's a penalty for Featherstone because there's a man laying in the ruck. Is it Tyler Heppy who's laying in the ruck there for Toulouse?
It was Heppy. I tell you what, Joe, Toulouse just can't handle Andy Bostock. Whenever he takes the ball in, they have to put so many men in, and they're really struggling to control his quick play the balls. Richard Moore taking that ball in then, and it's Wildy at the foot of the ruck. Wildy brings it over to the right side. It's Bostock again. Bostock plays it to Briggs. He sends it to Walton.
Yes.
Walton over to the right hand side. Jason Walton takes the lead for the Rovers.
Delightful play by Kyle Briggs there. He held that ball perfectly, timed it to perfection as he got that ball away to Jason Walton on the charge. Jason Walton get the ball over the line just to the right-hand side of those posts. Featherstone Rovers go into the lead for the first time this evening.
Well, Joe, we were saying it at half-time. Featherstone, 2 points in it. You fancied them a little bit. You would have said okay to that before the match if there'd been 2 points in it at half-time, because all of a sudden we know what a French crowd can be like. They do get on top of you. That's the kind of atmosphere that they create, and that's the kind of tetchy atmosphere they could create for the side.
Hardman with a kick just to the right-hand side of those uprights. Be looking to put Featherstone even further in front at the moment. It's Toulouse 20, Featherstone 22. 45 minutes of play in this game gone. Hardman just eyeing up those posts, comes in to strike the ball. It's successful. Toulouse 20, Featherstone Rovers 24.
Tell you what, Joe, it's early to say, and it might only be temporary, but at the moment, Kyle Briggs is looking like a transformed man. He's looking so purposeful in attack. He looks like he's always got a plan, and at the moment, Toulouse haven't got a way of combating that plan.
He's in command, isn't he, Joe? He's just commanding that field at the moment, that Featherstone Rovers play. Carella with the kick-off. It's a high one. It goes to Hardman. Hardman gives it to Igbenadian, who takes it forward with his very distinctive style of running. Igbenadian, he almost runs with the ball to one side.
A real crash, and Featherstone now looking much more up for it. I tell you what, Kyle Briggs, he's not necessarily looking like the young Kyle Briggs who played for Featherstone, but he's looking like the Kyle Briggs who destroyed Featherstone for Sheffield.
Great run from dummy half by Matty Wildy there, and comes now to Richard Moore. Featherstone a little bit of a roll now as Moore gets the ball away. That's great play by Richard Moore, and Thackeray sells a dummy, and he gets it to Ian Hardman. Hardman gets the ball back to Thackeray. Featherstone Rovers 25 metres out. It's great play by Featherstone Rovers at the minute, keeping the ball alive, and it comes to that man Kyle Briggs, who puts the kick out to the right hand side for Luke Briscoe. Tries to pat it back. It was just a little bit too difficult for Briscoe to kick. Just got the measure of that kick wrong there, I think, did Kyle Briggs. So Toulouse going to get a scrum on the 10, and they survive that. But great play in the build-up by Featherstone.
A dangerous kick, though, and if the tap goes the other way, then it falls to his centre on the inside, and Hardcastle's in to be chasing Turner and carrying on this battle for the top try scorer.
Certainly did. So Toulouse going to get the put in at this scrum. 10 metres away from their own line. It's still not a bad place to be turning the ball over, is it? And Featherstone will be looking for a big defensive set here from their pack.
Definitely, and good free-flowing rugby. You feel that Featherstone are now adapting to the positions. They looked a bit Toulouse-esque in that attacking set.
They certainly did, and it was, like I say, we're fans, aren't we, Joe? And it was great to see.
It might have been.
So they're over the 20 now at Toulouse with Tyler Heppy. Ball comes forward over the 30. Actually, that's Tyler Heppy with the ball. The kick comes from Toulouse very early in the set. They're looking, so that, I think that gives an indication of what pressure Toulouse are in at the moment. Ian Hardman picks it up 5 metres away from his own line, and that kick from Toulouse there would show that they're having difficulty getting out of their own half.
Definitely, Toulouse under the cosh, but it is a good deep kick. It forces Featherstone to come out from deep yet again, and now 2 tackles gone. They're in their own 20 metres, so it's a good result from Toulouse, but definitely it does show their confidence levels might be dropping a little. Featherstone got to have them on the rocks here. Thackeray then picks it up from the foot of the ruck, sends it to the right. Briscoe brings it inside.
It's a forward pass.
A forward pass is pulled up then, and Featherstone giving possession back to Toulouse. That is the benefit they can get. Whenever there is that deep kick from Toulouse, you do feel that there is that concern for the Rovers, even when they're in the pomp a little, even when they're coming forward strongly. In this heat, there's a mistake in it for any team.
Yeah, ball held on just a little bit too long there before it was released to Luke Briscoe, and he was just fractionally ahead, and it was a forward pass indeed, and the referee, well, I think it was the touch judge that called it, and certainly the French crowd called it as well. So put in at the base of the scrum by Marion. Toulouse up to the Featherstone 30. It's a rare foray into the Featherstone half in this second half for Toulouse.
Oh, we're looking for rare foray on my team sheet then.
A French Mr. Rare foray. Marion now with to Corella. Corella's tackled though by Josh Hardcastle. Comes into the middle, within the 20 here as Marion holds the ball up and gets it out to Robin. There's men over and the kick comes through and it's taken well there by... and the ball's released by Featherstone Rovers and Scott Turner it was who took the ball well. He was being pushed into touch and he released the ball. So Toulouse with Mika on the charge towards that try line and just inches short at the moment. They're going to get another 5 tackles here on the Featherstone line.
Toulouse got Featherstone under pressure. It was an unbelievable take from Turner, but he had to release it. Toulouse then bring the ball inside, but that ball's behind. They can't come away with the ball, and instead they bring it over to the left. That's a great shot, though, from Jason Walton. Jason Walton much more into the game in this second half. Robin then picks the ball up from the foot of the ruck. He runs it straight at the Featherstone defence, but it's Igbenedian who charges into his thighs.
So Toulouse 10 metres away with Corella. He lays the ball off. Now and 5 metres out they are, Toulouse. Featherstone defence still holding firm at this moment in time. It's going to come down this left-hand channel. There's a little kick there and that's well fielded by Josh Hardcastle, but I think he's actually knocked on. So Toulouse going to get yet another set of 6 as they get a scrum on the 10.
Great defence from the Rovers, but they are under real pressure here from the home side. This is the kind of thing that decides the game, Joe. This is where you show your worth. You've got to come to Toulouse. You're in this pressure cooker of an atmosphere. You're in a pressure cooker atmosphere of the weather.
And Richard Moore down there with cramp, a victim of this warm weather. Faz the physio just seeing to his left leg at the moment. I think he might be just taking a bit of a breather as well.
Richard Moore, one of the more seasoned players out there, and I feel like I lie down up here in the commentary box.
I think he's old man in it a little
surprised.
bit. As they say. And he's back on his feet, he's Moore. Saw plenty from Halifax actually last week, didn't we, of a few players going down whenever Featherstone got momentum. So Toulouse now with the ball with Marion. It comes out of the back of the scrum to Robin, and now Mika with the ball 5 metres away. It was a quick play of the ball there and they're going for the line at Toulouse, but they're just held up short again by this stout Featherstone defence. Great play by Richard Moore, good chase, and the ball goes behind. Toulouse have
It's
lost
Walton
loads of
again.
momentum.
He's up on the charge. Walton is really up for it in this second half, being a real enforcer for the Rovers, and Bentley under the cosh there from the second row of the Featherstone team.
They lost a good 20 metres there. Walton and Moore, great chase from the try line in defence. It comes to Curran who puts a kick through, and Hardman takes that. Has he managed to stay in the field of play? I don't think he has. Let's have a look, see what the referee's going to give here. He's given a dropout, so just pushed behind the line. It was a decent kick by Rhys Curran, that to put more pressure on. Toulouse going to get yet another set of 6. It must be energy sapping, must this, for the Featherstone defence.
Really is, just like in the first half when Toulouse held out for 5 sets against the Rovers. Featherstone are having to do exactly the same here. Toulouse came out on top because of that in the first half. You wonder if it might be the same for the Rovers. You wonder if this might be a crucial exchange in the game.
52 minutes gone in this game. It's Toulouse 20, Featherstone Rovers 24. Just waiting for a ball at the dropout to come as Kyle Briggs eventually gets hold of that. The dropout comes, it's made it over the halfway line, and it's taken in there by Tyler Heppy with that strong running style, but equally met by strong Featherstone defence. He's put down to the floor by Bostock as Featherstone holding up in defence here against Toulouse admirably, and just over the 30-metre line now are Toulouse, and it comes across to that right-hand side with Robin. He holds it up, and Caralla almost through, but that's a great tackle by Anthony Thackeray to hold on to Caralla as he makes it up to the 10. Comes across to Robin, that man once again, and he lays it off round the back to Andrew Bentley, and Bentley gets the ball away. And they're going through at the moment at Toulouse. They get tackled 5 metres, and there's a flop there given by the referee. Bit harsh, I felt that. In these circumstances by Keil Carlisle, wasn't it? But it was a flop, and the Toulouse player is down injured. But it's under the circumstances, the Toulouse are going through the half break, and I think it was just over exuberance by Keil Carlisle there.
No malice in it. It's not what's caused the injury, but undoubtedly it did hold up the play, and Toulouse were looking dangerous there. The penalty's the right decision, but Featherstone defending so well here, showing such heart in the defence.
Yeah, we've got a break in play now. As this injury is being seen to, the physio says that the Toulouse player can get up to continue in this game. It's Charles Bouzinac who's getting to his feet, the substitute, and he's going to tap the ball on the 10. As a charge comes in here now from Toulouse, from Maxime Puech. He's 8 metres away from the line. Comes out to the left with Marion, 5 metres out. It's going to come to this left-hand side once again with Corelli. Puts a little kick through. He's pushed off the ball, and the ball goes behind. I think it could be a penalty to lose this. Referee's calling time off. He's just going to consult with the touch judge who's on with his flag. So, yeah, as Corella put that kick through, he was pushed off the ball by a Featherstone player, so it's going to be a penalty to Toulouse here, I do suspect. But he's going to his pocket, is he, the referee? No, he's not. I thought he was then. Heart in mouth time. Ian Hardman's been called over for a chat.
Yeah, he's not talked to the captain in the build-up, and there was definitely no malice in any of that. So I think it's just the case that there's been a couple of penalties for the Rovers. Now he's having a word with the captain, and there's a man down in back play.
I think...
is that James Lockwood?
James Lockwood's about to come onto the pitch. It's Luke Briscoe that's down. I think James Lockwood's on the touchline waiting to come on. I thought the referee was going to his back pocket, but he might have been wiping the sweat off his hand on his shorts. As this tap comes then, Toulouse with another set of 6 as they drive it forward over the 10-metre line. If Featherstone can hold Toulouse out here, it's going to be a remarkable bit of defending by them, and Toulouse crowd not happy at all there, thinking Featherstone are holding down. And Marion now to Curran on this left-hand side. Hardcastle in defence there with Kyle Briggs. Again, the one screaming for penalties in front of us. Marion now with the ball. He gives it to Maxime Puech, and it's going to be a penalty for Toulouse once again here, as indiscipline's creeping into the Featherstone game. Perhaps tiredness, do you think, Joe? And it's a high tackle that's coming. Ian Hardman having a chat with the referee.
The number of defensive sets on the trot that Featherstone have had to defend, Joe, you'd be expecting mistakes to come in. The question is, can they ride that out? At the moment, they're getting by on heart. There's a point where fatigue goes past that point, and Featherstone desperately in need of a period of possession, but Toulouse just aren't coming up with the error to give them that.
They're certainly not. They're completing well in this period of the second half, and Featherstone defence must be sucking in the big ones at the minute with that air in this heat. Tyler Heppy is now driving towards the posts, but Igbenadian and Moore are in there on the tackle. It's a quick play, the ball, and once again they're driving towards the post with Toulouse. They're tackled just a metre short of this line. And it comes out the back now to Marion. Marion with to Reese Curran. That's a great, important tackle by Josh Hardcastle on Curran. It comes to the left with Corella. Again, he sells the dummy. But he gets tackled once again, and Featherstone Rovers doing a fantastic job in defence. I can't praise this enough. Richard Moore comes off the try line very quick and blocks out the pass. So that's another one that goes for Toulouse. And Marion with a kick out to that right-hand wing. They've had enough, and it's palmed back. And Featherstone Rovers are going to come up with the ball here. Or are they? No. The referee's saying it's a knock-on. I think it's going to be a Toulouse putting at the scrum on the 20-metre line. Featherstone just not able to get this ball in hand. Ian Hardman geeing his troops up there, saying, come on, lads. I know it's another defensive set, but we can hold out. Come on.
The disappointment from not having the ball there for the Rovers is more tiring than the last 3 sets put all together. They've now had to defend longer than Toulouse did on the trot in that first half. The fact that they've not conceded already is already unbelievable, but defending such a slender 4-point lead, to have had so much work to do, it's just got to be so difficult for those players.
It is. It comes out of the base of the scrum. It must be about the 8th set now. Rhys Curran to Carella. Great tackle once again there. Kyle Briggs in that time. Rhys Curran in at dummy half. Good tackle by
Briscoe putting his work in.
Carella
Briscoe and Briggs, both the backs, putting their work in really well. And now Puesh taking the ball forward, putting Toulouse into a central position.
So Toulouse 10 metres away from the line, and it comes out to the right with Marion. Marion puts it behind Robin. It's bouncing all over the place, but Toulouse seem to just come up with the ball. They're not clean passes, and Talapapa looking not to get penalised there. Robin now with the ball. He passes it to Andrew Bentley. He's 18 metres away from the line. It's the last tackle for Toulouse. What they're going to do with this, it's going to come to the right. It goes over the top of Robin. Mika puts the kick in, and Featherstone knock on once again with Talapapa. It's back to 1 for Toulouse. They come back with the ball. It's a free play, in fact. And they kick the ball forward, so it's going to be called back for yet another set of 6 for Toulouse. The scrum's going to be set 15 metres away from the Featherstone line.
Well, you can bet on this scrum being the slowest set scrum in the history of Featherstone Rovers, Joanne, because they will be well and truly fed up now. Ultimately, it's a self-fulfilling cycle, because the more they have to defend, the less alert they are. And whilst Toulouse are playing so loose, the ball's free and open all the time, they're the fresher side, they're more alert, and so they're picking up the loose ball and keeping hold of possession. Featherstone just aren't able to come away with it.
Assistant coach Ryan Powell out there, and Greg, the strength and conditioner, geeing the troops up as well. Rhys Curran now with the ball. It's come from the scrum. Great tackle by Jason Walton. The superhuman of Featherstone Rovers at the moment, keeping these guys out. Comes out to that left-hand side with Bastien Adair. He's 5 metres short of the line. Carella in at dummy half. He brings it up to the middle with Marion. Marion's straightening up, but Igbenadian in with a tackle with Jason Walton. From dummy half now, Toulouse are looking to get through that Featherstone Rovers defence, but Missy Talapapa's in there with a tackle, 8 metres out. Toulouse are. Featherstone need to be careful not to give any penalties away here. Tyler Heppy now with the ball. It goes to Bentley. Bentley towards those posts. Bentley still held up. It's a metre short. It's the last tackle. It's going to come to Heppy. Heppy gets held up and Featherstone over. And Richard Moore jumps up in the air. You'd think that Featherstone Rovers had won the Challenge Cup the way that they're jumping up there and celebrating, because that was a monumental effort in defence. How many sets of 6 did Toulouse have against Featherstone Rovers there?
Unbelievable, Joanne. That's one of the most amazing passages of play that I've ever seen men in Featherstone Rovers shirts go on with. Unbelievable, and no wonder that there's players taking to the ground now. I can't believe they kept going all the way through that. Let's not forget what a prolific attacking team Toulouse are, and the fact that they couldn't find a way through that Featherstone team. If they don't come away with the match, I'll be upset, I'll be honest, but if I've flown all the way to France just to see that passage of defensive play, I'll be happy.
It's worth it, isn't it? Superhuman from Featherstone Rovers. If anybody had any doubt about this team playing under the new coach and their commitment to John Duffy, that passage of play out there for that last 10 minutes shows you exactly what these players think of their new coach.
All those players are committed, all those players are up for it, all those players are also playing for a place. They're looking to impress their new coach, which is important. But let's also pay credit to John Sharp, because the defensive structures haven't changed their week. They're his defensive structures. The difference is that the players are now executing them in a way that they didn't against Halifax last week.
Richard Moore, Andrew Bostock left the field. They've been replaced. Toulouse looking to do a triple interchange. They're on the sidelines waiting. So Featherstone finally get the play underway. And James Lockwood, it's a penalty. I thought he'd lost the ball, and so did Toulouse. I was playing, please, no. And referee gave a penalty for a strip.
That is a real get-out-of-jail card for the Rovers. The pressure is completely relieved by them getting the ball. All of a sudden, the panic sets in, but the referee awards a penalty, and now they're going to be starting on the 30-metre line, attacking this Toulouse team, and they'll just be crying out for a completed set at this stage.
They certainly will. Frankie Mariano there with the ball. Mariano takes it up towards the Featherstone 40. 58 minutes gone in this game. It is still Toulouse 20, Featherstone Rovers 24. As Featherstone just short of halfway, Daryl Griffin's back on the field. He's replaced Bostock, and he takes it up a couple of metres short of the Toulouse 40. Featherstone in the Toulouse half for the first time in what seems an absolute age. The ball's played. Cale Carlisle in at dummy half. It comes out to Mariano on that left-hand side. He takes it up to the 20. It's the last tackle for Featherstone Rovers. The ball comes in. Carlisle kicks for touch. Great kick by Carlisle, and Featherstone are claiming that it's their ball, but I don't think it was played at by Toulouse, so they're going to get the ball at the scrum, but it's 15 metres away from their own line. Featherstone will be hunting the mistake, no doubt.
Smart play from Carlisle, just gives Featherstone that little more time for a breather. They crucially needed that time with possession of the ball now. It's gone out of play. They've got time to set the scrum. Just ease back a little bit and look for that Toulouse mistake, like you say, because they will be kicking themselves for not having scored for all that time. They knew that that was their opportunity, and they could well be throwing caution to the wind now. Minga then brings the ball into the line, but there's 3 Featherstone players to meet him. Lockwood and Igbenedian working off him one at a time, really putting Toulouse through their paces, and Heppy then takes it into the line, but 3 Featherstone men around him again.
Great defence by Featherstone in those first 2 tackles from that scrum. Corella now to Curran. Hardcastle and Briggs are there to meet him, with finished off by Daryl Griffin. Toulouse still only 25 metres away from their own line as Heppy brings it in, and Lockwood bounces Heppy backwards. He felt that. It comes to Robin, and he lays it off to Bentley. Bentley gets tackled. He's just a couple of metres short of the 40, and it's the last tackle, so that's a fantastic defensive set by Featherstone as Robin comes with the kick. Scott Turner catches it well. Robin trying to claim that it was taken out. It certainly wasn't. It was just Cale Carlisle chasing the ball down. Oh, and Robin's made a miracle recovery there as he gets back to his feet in the defensive line as Hardman takes it forward.
Disappointing to see there. That's the kind of thing you'd see in Liga Earn. It's not what we want to see in the Kingston Press Championship, and Talapapa bringing the ball forward there, crashing into men, knocking them to the ground much firmer than Raban was, and I tell you what, they got up quicker because they were ready to defend that next tackle.
They certainly were. Hardcastle now with the ball in hand. He takes it over the Toulouse 40. It comes to Griffin. Griffin over the 30. Last tackle.
Thule Bentley brothers there on Griffin. French internationals who've been around for an eternity really put Featherstone through their paces today. Fakri with the kick into the corner. It's taken in the air over on that flank. Turner couldn't quite reach it, but Featherstone end the set well, and Toulouse are going to have to bring the ball out from their own 10 metres now.
Yeah, still not a bad place to turn that ball over, is it, from that kick? It was a speculative kick out to that left-hand wing for Turner to try and catch. He just couldn't get to the ball, but Toulouse with the ball in hand, and they're going to have to bring it out from deep within their own half at the moment, and Featherstone fans enjoying themselves out there. They're cheering every time Toulouse get the ball as they're going from dummy half. Some ferocious tackling. It's the last tackle, and Toulouse are just short of their own 30 as the kick, a little kick from Robin. He brings something special, and he's away. He's got the ball away. He tries to get it now to... the game's been stopped though because it's a knock-on by Robin, so it's a turnover to Featherstone Rovers. A little bit of danger there as Robin, as we know, can put those kicks through, but it was a good tackle on him by Kyle Briggs.
Robin's a talented, flamboyant player, but Kyle Briggs, he'd already spotted it coming, and that's the Kyle Briggs that we like to see. It's the one who's a smart halfback. He's one step ahead in the game, and he's ready for something like that, both in attack and defence. he was on that occasion, and that was crucial for the Rovers.
Certainly was. 62 minutes gone in this game. It's Toulouse 20, Featherstone Rovers 24. Featherstone Rovers players taking on water as we've got a player down in back play, just receiving some attention from the physiotherapist.
Tell you what, Joe, with that defensive set that had them starting the final tackle in their own 30 metres, Featherstone didn't at all look like a team that there was energy sapped as there should be from must have been 8 defensive sets on their own line.
It was Toulouse that looked like the broken team, to be honest, didn't it? When they were trying to take that ball forward, they were just getting clattered to the floor. So here the ball's played and it comes to Lockwood. Lockwood taking it forward over the halfway line for Featherstone. He just gets put down on the halfway, in fact. Carlisle to Igbenadian. Drives it forward. It's just a strong straight run is Igbenadian. A really fast play of the ball as well to Griffin. Griffin to Lockwood. Lockwood looks to offload the ball, but he doesn't. And Rhys Curran's trying to pinch it off him. He doesn't. He's not successful. Featherstone 22 metres out now as this ball's played. It comes across now to Thackeray. Thackeray back to Mariano. Mariano on the charge.
That's a great tackle bust on Kane Bentley from Mariano. He now looks for the play the ball. Carlisle brings it inside to Griffin. Griffin sends it to Lockwood. It's slowed up a bit, but Briggs now he's stepping on the inside. Can't find a way through. Gets the offload to Hardman. Hardman sends it out to Briscoe. Briscoe steps inside of Minga. Ducks under the tackle. Finds an offload to Walton. This is unbelievable from the Rovers. They're keeping the ball alive. It's inside to Hardman. Hardman runs along the pitch. He's looking for the pass. He can't find it. Eventually it's to Mariano. Mariano finds a way through, but the tackle's around his legs. And the referee's called a halt to play. There's a coming together of players over on this right flank. Featherstone will have been looking for the quick play of the ball. This definitely playing to the advantage of Toulouse.
I think there was a little bit of a fracas down in back play. The touch judges on the field, and it could have involved Luke Briscoe and a couple of Toulouse players. I think it was after he'd offloaded the ball, Briscoe to Walton. Hopefully the penalty will be going Featherstone's way, but Briscoe's been called out by the referee. And also a Toulouse player, I'm not sure who that is who's been called there, down to our right-hand side. Hardman also being called. Referee's saying, come on, calm it down, no need to come in. We'll see what's going to happen here. Who's the penalty going to go to? It's Featherstone Rovers that get the penalty 5 metres away. It's a head-high tackle on Luke Briscoe that's being given.
High tackle called on Briscoe. That's the correct call. Minga came up on him. He ducked under through the tackle, but the initial contact's up high, and that explains why there was a coming together of players. And the ball comes inside to Briggs then. Briggs sends the ball to Griffin, and Griffin cannonballs into that line. He's going to look for the play the ball down the centre of the field.
And he does play the ball to Keil Carlisle. It comes to the left-hand side to Thackeray. Thackeray around the back to Hardman, who's come into the line, but Hardman evades the Toulouse tackling and he brings it back into the middle of the field. He shows to pass, but he keeps hold of it. 8 metres away from that Toulouse line. Keil Carlisle in at dummy half. He shows and goes, but oh, he's lost the ball. Toulouse not fooled by Keil Carlisle there at all. He went to do the show and go from dummy half and ended up losing the ball with the onslaught of the Toulouse defence.
Disappointing from the Rovers. You fancy a try there could have really put Toulouse under pressure, but instead they're going to come away with the ball. Ultimately, they've still got 90 metres of the field to go, though, and at the moment, against this unbelievable Featherstone Rovers defence, I'm not sure there's a team in the Championship capable of doing that.
Yeah, Carlisle just not showing a lack of composure, should I say, was showing there. I think just to go from dummy half, it wasn't on. There was a wall of Toulouse players there in defence, but it's worth a try, I guess. But it's disappointing that the ball's gone over to Toulouse as Marion looks to put the ball in, and Featherstone not got enough people in the scrum. Igbenadian's been called to pack down, so ball comes out the back to Mika. Mika gets pushed back. That's tremendous defence by Featherstone Rovers. It was Minga, in fact. Same hairstyle as Mika. Boyer now with the ball in hand. Clement Boyer, 15 metres away from their own line. Toulouse here at the moment. They're coming down this left-hand side with Curran. They've not been as effective down this left-hand side, haven't Toulouse? And Curran's not happy as he gets up to play the ball. And now Bentley Andrew Bentley it is that takes it over the 30-metre line. Slow play the ball. Robin to Mika. Oh, there's a gap out here. Scott Turner had dropped back for a kick. I'm not sure what had happened. Robin with the ball, and Toulouse are going to go in for a try with Kerala here. Featherstone Rovers defence over on that left-hand side. Really caught short. I think Scott Turner had dropped back, and there was a real gap over on that right-hand side of attack for Toulouse to exploit.
There we saw the issue with the Featherstone defence. Toulouse hammering at the line, couldn't find a way through, but when they're able to drag the Featherstone defence over to one side, there's gaps to seize, and they seize the opportunity over on that flank, moving the ball with such pace out wide. Sure enough, Ruben, he's calm and composed, able to find Corella on the inside, and Corella scores it easy as you like.
Second try of the evening for Mark Corella. He levels the scores up, 24 points each after 65 minutes of this game, so 15 minutes remaining, and Corella will be looking to convert his own try, which should be pretty easy for him. It's just to the right-hand side of those uprights. I can't see him missing this, and he's just teeing it up at the moment. First try for 21 minutes, that. In this game. He converts to put Toulouse back into the lead. It's 26 points to 24 to Toulouse. 14 minutes remaining. It's as tight as you can call it, this, Joe, isn't it?
26-24. Less than 15 minutes to go. 2 points in it. We're in for an unbelievable climax here over in Toulouse. Those away fans couldn't have asked for a much better match to enjoy. Fast-flowing rugby, some committed defence. Can Featherstone come out with the victory and give them a day to celebrate, though?
Sorry, Joe, I was just going to say it's a credit to the championship, is this game. It's a real competitive game as Hardman kicks off and it goes to Robin and he lays it off, and Toulouse 15 metres away from their own line at the moment with that first tackle of the set. Mariano in with that tackle. Comes into the middle. That's great play by Jason Walton. Though tackling by Jason Walton in this game, his defensive effort has been outstanding, especially in this second half.
In the first half, as Toulouse come away with a penalty there, the Bentley brothers have run amok all day, and it's Kane Bentley there from the foot of the ruck. The experienced Tucker, quick play of the ball, catches Featherstone for offside, and it's going to be the kick to touch now.
Yeah, marker's not square. I was just praising Jason Walton. I think it was him that didn't get back to be square at the play of the ball, so Bentley's going to take the tap on his own 40. So not made that much ground up, haven't Toulouse there.
That right side for the Rovers did look vulnerable in the first half, though. You're right, Joe, and Jason Walton's really stepped up in the second half. He's playing out in the centre, mainly to kind of strengthen that up, really go up against Karan, who was having a field day out there and been really important in this second half. Rabanden looking dangerous down that right flank. He steps around Fakri, but Fakri's able to collar him and haul him to the ground over on that far side.
So Toulouse 20 metres out with Boye, and it's a foul. So Featherstone Rovers going to get the put-in at the scrum, 20 metres away from their own line. So that's great news for Featherstone Rovers. A mistake by Toulouse in attack. They'll be disappointed. Will Toulouse?
Definitely, it's disappointing, but Featherstone really need to make sure they complete this set. It's getting to that point now where just over 10 minutes left, 2 points in it, but there's been fine margins for so long in this game. You never know how long it's going to be till the next point. We've had exchanges where there's been a flurry in the space of 10 minutes and 10 minutes where the scorelines stayed as it is.
So this scrum's going to be set, like I say, just over the 20 metre line for Featherstone Rovers. Just Daryl Griffin just taking on water there. It's so important to keep hydrated. Kyron Johnson, Brad Tagg, the Water Boys this afternoon as it comes out at the base of the scrum to Ian Hardman in the middle of the field. He gets tackled by Rhys Curran. Hardman plays the ball and Hardcastle it is now that's come into the middle of the field for a bit of the action. Carlisle in at dummy half. Lockwood to Thackeray. Thackeray to Mariano. Gets tackled just short of the halfway line, and Featherstone over that halfway with Ian Hardman now, and it's laid back to Hardcastle. Hardcastle gets the ball away to Walton. Walton taking it down this right-hand side. Oh, he's tough, is Walton.
Picked Marion out there, picked out the halfback and ran straight at him. Such a direct runner. Gives a real presence in that attack. Sam
Brooks back on the field. He gets tackled on the 30s. The last tackle's called by the ref. Thackeray with the ball in hand. He puts a kick, high kick to that left-hand side for Turner to chase. It's challenged for, and there's a penalty to Featherstone Rovers for offside. What are Featherstone Rovers going to do? It's 10 metres in from that left-hand touchline. Do they go for the 6? Ryan Powell's coming on. 2-2-2, he says. So the T's going to come on, I think. For Featherstone, it's not going to be the easiest of kicks for Ian Hardman.
This is a very challenging kick for Ian Hardman. Ian Hardman, I'm not sure where he was in the list of goal kickers at the beginning of the season. But here we are on the final day of the season at Toulouse. 10 minutes to go, 2 points in the score. And he's got to kick it to the goal from beyond the tap line over on that far side. It's a real ask. But he's a man who won't crack under pressure. His kicking ability at some points might be lacking. That could be the issue here. But he's not a man who's going to fold under the situation.
Certainly not. It's about 8 metres in from that touch line, that left-hand touch line. It's on the right side for him for kicking. And we saw him put it over in the first half from the touch line, didn't we? So, see what he does here. So Ian Hardman with this penalty to try and level the scores here in Toulouse. Here he comes, strikes the ball. It's over, it's over. Ian Hardman levels the scores for Featherstone Rovers here in Toulouse. It's Toulouse 26, Featherstone Rovers 26. Just under 10 minutes remaining in this game.
Ian Hardman, what a pro. What a pro. I think he rose to the occasion there. I think if the game had been gone, there's not a chance he'd have sent that one over. But because everything depended on him sending it through, it sailed through those uprights. Now, though, the clock's off. We've got just shy of 10 minutes remaining. And it's level at 26 points all. Two of the top teams in the championship. Ultimately, Joe, there's a lot of people listening to us today. But they shouldn't be listening to us. They should be watching this match on Sky Sports.
I quite agree. I quite agree. Although, it's nice to listen to us, I'm sure. 15 metres away from that try line. Featherstone Rovers with the ball with Missy Telepapa. He gets away from the first attempt to tackle. He gets over the 40. What a great run by Missy Telepapa there. It's a quick play of the ball. Comes now to Daryl Griffin. Griffin evades Mika. He gets over the 40-metre line, does Daryl Griffin, the Toulouse 40. This is great play by Featherstone Rovers. It comes to Lockwood now. Lockwood out to Mariano. On that left-hand side, Mariano's trying to go around the Toulouse players.
Griffin made Mika look like Grace Kelly there.
It comes to Thackeray. Thackeray to Lockwood. Lockwood taking it forward, just short of the 20. The last tackle comes in and Thackeray goes for the one-pointer. It's not successful and it goes behind the dead ball line, so they're going to get a 20-metre tapper to lose with 7 tackles in the bag from that.
Agonising from Thackeray, but it is the right option. 8 minutes on the clock. It shows what a tight match this has been. Minga takes that ball hurtling into the line, but he's met by 2 men who weren't going to be moved. Griffin and Lockwood there. Absolute stonewall.
Paul Marcon plays the ball quickly and Toulouse are making metres up the field now at the moment. Featherstone Rovers need to get set in defence a little bit better than this. Bastien Canet is injured in the tackle there. What's the referee calling. I think there might have been a clash of heads by the looks of it, because there's a Featherstone player down as well.
It's Talapapa down there. That would be a real blow for the Rovers. You need those big men going into the closing stages in such a tight game. But Toulouse, perhaps that was important for Featherstone, this stoppage in play, because they were coming flying out from that 20 tap there.
It's left leg actually that Talapapa's having. I thought it was a clash of heads, but the physio's having a look at Talapapa's left leg at the moment.
He is holding his head. You don't know whether that's just in the pain or whether there has been a blow to the head. He could have gone down awkwardly after the initial contact.
Whatever,
definitely a concern. It does look to be serious.
Yeah, whatever. I was just going to say it looks not good for Talapapa, although he's
finding his way to his feet.
Yeah, which is he's just getting up to his feet now, limping
Walking
a little bit.
Though,
yeah, making his way back into the play. So he's fine as Talapapa. That's good news for Featherstone Rovers. But the penalty's given to Toulouse for a head-eye tackle, and they're going to go for the 2. So they obviously thought that, agreed with the crowd in front of us who were calling for a head-eye tackle, and Kerala now with the ball. It's about 18 metres in from that right-hand touchline. He's an able kicker, is Kerala, and they're going to look to go 2 points ahead.
Kerala, a prolific kicker, but this is definitely some challenge. It's beyond the scrum line over on that far side and 40 metres out, dead on the line. Referee takes the time off, and Kerala just waiting now. A lot of pressure on this kick. He sent it, and it falls short and goes to the right hand side. That is massive. Featherstone then with the dropout on the 20 metres. That could be huge, Joe.
It could. 7.5 minutes remaining in this game. Toulouse going to get the ball back from this 20-metre dropout. Kyle Briggs with the ball in hand. He'll be looking to get a long, deep one from his boot. The dropout comes now. Makes it over the Toulouse 40. It's taken cleanly by Toulouse, though. Taken forward there by Mika. Mika gets the ball away in the tackle. So Toulouse keeping the ball alive here, and they make it up to the halfway line. Anywhere near the try line, they'll be looking to go for a drop, will Toulouse. Comes to Boye. Boye juggles with the ball but manages to hold on, and tackle comes in on the 40. Featherstone need to keep the discipline here because it's kickable distance as Marion shows a dummy but gets tackled 30 metres away. It's a quick play, the ball. Bentley now running with the ball. He's in space. You need to be careful, Featherstone defence. 15 metres out. It's in droppable distance now for Toulouse. Surely they're going to go, and they've dropped the ball. Featherstone Rovers scrum. That's great news for Featherstone Rovers. Ball lost in the tackle by Toulouse, so the Featherstone scrum's going to be set 12 metres away from their own line with 6 minutes remaining in this game. It's 26 all.
A massive call from the ref, but ultimately unbelievable defence from the Rovers. How many times have we said that during this second half? If they come away with the points today, Joe, they have well and truly deserved it for this second half effort. What can they show in attack though now? They've got 90 metres of the field to go. 6 minutes left on the clock. This would be some effort.
It certainly would. Hot evening here. We're feeling it up here in the commentary box. Featherstone Rovers having to defend all those sets of 6 earlier on in this second half. It must have taken it out of them. The scrum is set. Featherstone Rovers are going to get it out of the base, but referee wants it setting again. 6 minutes remaining in this game. Toulouse 26, Featherstone Rovers 26. So the ball comes out the base of the scrum. It's taken forward by the winger, Scott Turner. He's 15 metres away from his own line as he gets put to the ground, and the ball taken forward by Luke Briscoe, and looked to be a high tackle. There's a peel in there by Ian Hartman that referee's not giving anything. Josh Hardcastle now, the back's giving a little bit of a breather to the forwards at the moment. They're doing the hard yards, taking it forward. Now Sam Brooks with the ball. He's got his head bandaged. Sam takes it up to the halfway line. Carlisle in at dummy half. to Thackeray on the left-hand side. He puts it inside pass to Ian Harman. Ian Harman's away and he gets tackled on the 20-metre line. It's the last tackle. They're going to go for one at Featherstone here, are they? Kyle Briggs with a drop goal attempt. It's not the best of efforts. Featherstone not set right, but it's still in play is the ball. Featherstone Rovers managed to tackle Toulouse. They're 5 metres away from their own try line, so Featherstone going to put a defensive set in here. Shame there that didn't come off for them as Minga goes forward.
Tension unbelievable there for the Rovers. Perhaps just a little bit of a lack of composure there. Needed to calm down, slow the play up for once in the build up to that 1 point, so Briggs could get himself set. Instead it was very much an off the cuff last minute attempt, and it didn't quite come off for the Rovers.
Didn't look ready for it, did it? It was the last tackle Ian Hardman had broke through as Toulouse now spreading the ball to the left, and the Adair puts a kick through, but Hardman should be able to take this cleanly. He does. Robin with a good chase, but Hardman steps around him. Hardman gets tackled on his own 10.
An awkward bobble, but a phenomenal take from Hardman, and now Hardcastle picks it up from the foot of the ruck and brings it over to this right side. Featherstone needing to show that spirit that they've showed in defence now in bringing this ball forward. This needs a Yorkshire chant, Joe. We've not heard it yet this match, and this is for Featherstone, but it's also for Halifax.
That's a penalty to Featherstone Rovers because there was a man in the ruck by Toulouse. French crowd don't like it, but it was certainly correct call from the referee. Mr. Moore was that. Player in the ruck lying all over. The ball could not be played properly by Featherstone Rovers, so Featherstone going to put this kick to touch. 4 minutes remaining in this game. It's 26 all. Toulouse 26, Featherstone Rovers 26. It's going right down to the wire. Is this last game of the ordinary season? What a spectacle this has been this evening over here in France. It's been worth the air trip as Featherstone Rovers with Darryl Griffin takes it over the 20. Featherstone surely have got to go for one now.
Anthony Thackeray instructing the troops.
Thackeray back to Moore. Not going to go for one, I don't think. 15 metres out, obviously not the right position.
Thackeray not in sync there. The ball
Thackeray
coming
now.
Out now, round the back. Thackeray taking it over to that left-hand side now. The ball coming back on the inside, looking for the offload, can't find it.
Sam Brooks 2 metres short, hold down 2 metres short. What's the ball going to do now? Kyle Allen at dummy half. He brings it back to Thackeray. Thackeray goes for the one. It's unsuccessful. How did Thackeray miss that? I can't believe he missed that drop goal attempt there.
Here in Toulouse. Featherstone and Toulouse level at 26 points all in the final 3 minutes, and Thackeray's drop goal attempt goes to the right of the posts. If this environment wasn't already a pressure cooker, it is now.
Certainly is. Cooney Minga now 40 metres away from his own line. 5 tackles in the bag here for Toulouse to take it up the other end of the field, and they're certainly going to be attempting this. Robin now with the ball. He holds it up to Kerala. Mika on the charge. He's looking to offload. He's up to the 40-metre line. They'll be looking to get a bit closer to those posts before they put the drop goal attempt in, I'm sure. And Robin now with the ball again. It comes to Curran. Adair's in space, and it goes to Toulouse and go over in the left-hand corner there. Toulouse go over with Cooney Minga to win this game and bring the Rovers. A minute and a half left on the clock as Minga goes over in that left-hand corner. Toulouse 30, Featherstone Rovers 26. Featherstone Rovers defence caught short there on that left-hand side. Minga was in space.
The hordes of Toulouse fans in the stand beneath us went absolutely wild as Minga leaped over that try line. It was the flamboyant approach that we've seen time and time again in this match from the home side. It's come off for them, and now with a minute remaining to be played, Toulouse look like they might have sealed this one.
They certainly do. Featherstone Rovers' hearts broken down there on that touchline. The Featherstone Rovers fans in the stands, they've supported their team so well. They've come over here in numbers to Toulouse. They've really got into the spirit of it. But it certainly looks as though Toulouse are going to come out winners 30 points to 26. Sorry to disappoint you, Halifax fans who are listening out there. Featherstone Rovers, it looks as though, haven't been able to do it. You're going to have to do it the hard way against FULL80 tomorrow, guys.
Well, at least there's a benefit in it there for the Rovers.
It all makes for the excitement of the championship, doesn't it, this? Toulouse with the conversion attempts. There's 40 seconds left on the clock. That's successful. Toulouse 32, Featherstone Rovers 26. Toulouse goes 6 points ahead. Looks like Toulouse are going to do the double over Featherstone Rovers. If Toulouse make the Super 8 qualifiers, just means that Featherstone Rovers have got an even bigger excuse to get revenge on them, doesn't it, Joe?
Exactly, and ultimately Toulouse were the team that had something to fight for today. This was about Featherstone putting on an impressive performance in John Duffy's first match, and they attempt the short kick-off. It doesn't quite come off. Toulouse come away with the ball, but Featherstone can be so proud with the effort in today's game, and they've kept the championship exciting. We wanted that fourth spot to be all to play for in the final match. Featherstone yet again providing you with entertainment now as the full-time router sounds. What a match this has been, Joe. So close, right until the end. We've been part of some spectacle here today. It's been a pleasure to witness.
It's been a pleasure to witness. It's been a pleasure to commentate on it. Despite the result, despite going down here in the south of France by 32 points to 26, John Duffy must be really proud of his charges. He's had 2 training sessions with this team, and they've been a team that's been attractive to watch this evening here. They've played rugby in the style of Toulouse.
Exactly, and a team that's capable of changing to suit the conditions is exactly the team that we want Featherstone to be. We want them to be flamboyant in attack. We want them to be exciting to watch, and I tell you what, that first game in the middle eights, it's going to be one to behold down there. You've got to make sure that you're down at Post Office Road, because you can't miss watching a team like this. You can't miss watching a team that provides such entertainment. This has been one of the games of the season for me. It's not the game of the season.
It's certainly been up there, hasn't it? It's been a great spectacle to watch. If you were going to rue any missed chances, it would be the ample attempts that Featherstone could have had at putting the drop goals over, could have made the big difference, but it shouldn't detract from what is an excellent performance by this team out there tonight. Every single one of those 17 can hold their head up high as the faithful travelling Featherstone Rovers fans out there cheer their team on. I'm sure they'll be buying the beers for them tonight in the bars of Toulouse.
A huge game of small margins today, but I tell you what, there were 17 heroes out on that field for Featherstone, and what a performance they have put on. What a performance they've put on for their new coach John Duffy, and they've shown him the potential that this side has, the things that they can achieve, and the things that not only they can achieve next season with him, but what they're capable of in those middle eights.
Well, this is the thing, it's about putting a marker down for those Super 8 qualifiers, isn't it, is this game. Toulouse are no pushovers. They played well against Hull Kingston Rovers last week to beat them. They've played well against Featherstone Rovers tonight to beat Featherstone Rovers. But certainly Featherstone Rovers have said, right, bring the Super 8 qualifiers on. And like Joe says, get down to the LD Nutrition Stadium, support those boys because they certainly deserve it. Out of breath. It's ended up here in Toulouse. Toulouse 32. Featherstone Rovers 26 will be going to the press conference now to get the thoughts of John Duffy on his first game in charge. Thank you, Joe Crabtree, for joining us this evening. The sun's shining. We're going to enjoy an evening in France now.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
The results from the Kingston Press Championship Round 23 are Toulouse 32, Featherstone 26, Bradford 6, Swinton 16, Dewsbury 28, Sheffield 18, Halifax 28, FULL80 6, London 58, Batley 4, Oldham 24, Rochdale 34.